On June 4th, 2021, Avengers Campus is finally going to be opening. Avengers Campus is the latest expansion to the Disneyland Resort located in Disney's California Adventure. It is also the first ever Marvel-themed land in a Disney park. This is going to be huge, and there is so much to talk about. There is food, there is merchandise, of course there's attractions and meet and greets. So let's dive into everything you need to know about Avengers Campus at Disney's California Adventure. Avengers, it's time to assemble. Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. If you guys are new here, we do Disney vlogs, tips and tricks, news informational videos just like this one. So if you are new, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our Disney and theme park content that will be coming your way. Now let's jump into the good stuff, and that is Avengers Campus. The hype has been so real for the last few years about Avengers Campus. It all started back when Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout first opened in 2017, where there were a number of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents mysteriously guarding this one area, and it turns out that they put a Avengers hatch right there, and that is when the speculation began. Is there going to be an Avengers ride coming? Is there going to be a land? Ultimately, Disney ended up confirming that Avengers Campus would be coming to California Adventure, and here we are, 4 years later, about to open the land in just a few days. And there is just so much that has gone into this land. There's a lot that's coming, and there's a lot more that's coming in phase 2, so let's talk about it. So let's talk about where Avengers Campus is located within California Adventure. And it's quite simple. It replaced a Bugs Land. So if you're familiar with California Adventure and Disneyland, you know where Bugs Land was. That's exactly where Avengers Campus is going to be, and it looks like, based on the map that was released a few days ago, that there are a few different ways that you can get into Avengers Campus. The first one being off of Buena Vista Street near Carthay Circle. The other one over by Hollywoodland and right in front of the main entrance to Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. And it looks like a third entrance is accessible right behind Luigi's Rollickin' Roasters and the Cozy Cone Motel. So 3 different ways that you can get into Avengers Campus. And now that we've settled how to get there, let's talk about what is inside. Inside Avengers Campus, you're gonna find things that we have never seen inside a Disney park before, from amazing world-class stuntronics to oversized and undersized food over at the Pym Test Kitchen. Avengers Campus really has something for everybody, and I'm sure it's going to make Marvel fans really, really happy. So Avengers Campus is kind of set in its own timeline. Now, Marvel, as we know over the years, has played with the multiverse, of course with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness that's coming out. This has opened the door to a lot of different timelines within the MCU. Now, Avengers Campus is not set in the same timeline as the MCU, but it's set within the same storyverse. So you're gonna see characters like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Loki, Black Panther. All of your favorite Marvel Avengers will be featured in this land, and it doesn't necessarily follow the same timeline as the movies do, which is, in my opinion, a really good thing, because that is a problem that Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is currently dealing with. The Disney sequels were not so well received, to say the least, by Star Wars fans, and the fact that Galaxy's Edge is set within the timeline of those sequels is a little bit problematic for Disney as they try to figure out how to reel in the old school Star Wars fans and get them to enjoy Galaxy's Edge. Of course, every land within Disney has its icon. In New Orleans Square, you have the Haunted Mansion. In Frontierland, you have Big Thunder Mountain and Splash Mountain, and it's no different in Avengers Campus. This time, we have the Quinjet. A life-size Quinjet will sit high above Avengers headquarters, and it's just so cool to see this up close and personal. I can't wait to see it in person, but it looks really awesome. Now, when it comes to attractions, there's going to be one that is open in addition to Mission Breakout, of course. We are going to have Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure. Embark on an action-packed adventure alongside the amazing Spider-Man. When Peter Parker's helpful but otherwise buggy Spider-Bots get stuck in replication mode and escape from a web workshop, Spider-Man must stop the rampaging robots before they wreak total techno havoc across Avengers Campus. Problem is, they're leveling up and they're becoming tough to beat. So your job is to join Spider-Man on this adventure, hop aboard a web slinger vehicle, and help trap all of the Spider-Bots that have gotten loose. Now, something that is very unique to this ride is the technology that it will be utilizing. On this ride, you will be able to shoot webs like Spider-Man. We've all done it as kids where we've done the thing with our fingers and we pretended we were shooting webs. Now you can actually do that on a Disney attraction, and the technology is so advanced that it tracks all your movements and is responsive in real time. So when you throw up the Spider-Man fingers and you shoot out those webs, the webs are gonna be shot out all across the screen as well. And the way that this ride is set up, it's following a track system very similar to Toy Story Midway Mania. So think of it as kind of a more advanced Midway Mania, of course, without the shooting mechanism, and you actually are using your real hands and it tracks your real body movements, which is super, super cool. Another thing that's awesome about this attraction is that it has no height restrictions. So if you have little ones that are big Spider-Man fans, they could join in on the fun too. Does not matter how big or small you are. Everyone can help Spider-Man save the day, shoot those webs, and ring in those spider bots. Now, something we've seen with Rise of the Resistance is the use of virtual queues, and Disney has already confirmed that they will be using a virtual queue for web slingers, and that the queue enrollment opens every day at 7 a.m. and 12 p.m. Now, if your ticket has your day starting at California Adventure, you are the ones that can join the queue at 7 a.m. If you have a ticket that starts in Disneyland and you're gonna be hopping over to California Adventure, that is what the 12 p.m. reservation slot is for. So if you're starting your day in California Adventure, you can join the queue at 7 a.m. If you are starting your day over in Disneyland, you have to wait to 12 p.m. when park hopping becomes available. Now, while we're on the topic of Spider-Man, something that Disney teased a long time ago was this really cool animatronic robot that was flying throughout the air. We saw early footage of this robot, and myself included was like, what are they going to use this for? Once we started to see a little bit more of the movements, we were able to kind of figure out it might be Spider-Man, and then Disney ultimately revealed that this, what they are labeling a stunt-tronic, a stunt animatronic, is going to be used at Avengers Campus and will be Spider-Man himself. So this is amazing use of technology. This is one of the things I am most excited about seeing at Avengers Campus. We don't know exactly what it's going to be used for. Some people are speculating it might be the beginning of a meet and greet where guests see Spider-Man fly in and land, and then Spider-Man comes out from behind a wall or, you know, comes through a door, and that's how the meet and greet begins. Or it actually might be used in the Avengers stunt show that's going to be taking place on the Avengers headquarters building itself. It's going to feature, you know, movie level stunts and fighting and choreography, and there's a chance that Spider-Man may be used for this as well. It might be used for both. There's no reason in my mind why you can't use it for the meet and greet and the stunt show. Just have him programmed to, you know, do different movements for each. But he will be flying backstage from landing pad to landing pad, and it's just a question of it's going to be for a meet and greet or if it's going to be for the stunt show. Either way, guests are going to be able to see Spider-Man flying high above the crowds at Avengers Campus, which is next level technology right there. Now, earlier in the video, we talked about the Quinjet that sits above Avengers headquarters. Avengers headquarters is actually the show building for the e-ticket attraction that is coming in phase 2 of Avengers Campus. There's no timeline on that yet. We also don't even know exactly what that attraction is going to be. Originally, it was supposed to be a Quinjet adventure where you and the Avengers team up and you end up on a battle on Wakanda. But apparently there were some issues with COVID and designing and, you know, getting the attraction to the level that they wanted to. So there's no guarantee that that is going to still be what the theming of the ride is. But either way, we are going to get a e-ticket style attraction that is coming to Avengers Campus. Eventually, we will be able to go inside, see Avengers headquarters, and help the Avengers on a mission, hopefully while flying within the Quinjet. That would be so cool. Another element of Avengers Campus that will be available on June 4th is the Ancient Sanctum. Explore the ruins of a mysterious ancient sanctum and learn the site's secrets from Doctor Strange. Here is where you will encounter the master of the mystic arts himself. You and your fellow recruits have been invited to Avengers Campus to meet Doctor Strange and open your eyes to the mysteries of the multiverse. Now, over at the Ancient Sanctum will be the orb, which they are saying will come alive at night. Now, the main thing that's going to be going on here in this Ancient Sanctum is Doctor Strange training the next generation in the magic of these mystical arts. So essentially this is going to be like the Star Wars Jedi Training Academy, which was over at Hollywood Studios. If you remember, that's where the young Padawans would learn to become Jedi and learn, and then they would ultimately battle Darth Vader. It's going to be a very similar type of show here at Avengers Campus. And of course, one of the main things that people are going to want to do at Avengers Campus is meet their favorite heroes. And Dan Fields, who's the executive creative director for Disney Parks Live Entertainment, stated that this is going to be the largest assembly of these heroes any place, anytime, anywhere. Some of the characters that you will definitely be able to see over at Avengers Campus include Spider-Man, Captain America, Black Panther, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Loki, and a brand new character that's going to be debuting in Disney Parks, and that is the Taskmaster. The Taskmaster is an upcoming character from the Black Widow film, and he will be at Avengers Campus, and of course the Avengers are going to be trying to stop him, so that is going to be super cool. And speaking of Ant-Man, the food here at Avengers Campus is themed around Ant-Man. It is called the Pym Test Kitchen, and this is where guests will be able to find food of all sizes, from small foods to really, really large oversized foods. There are a lot of unique food options here, including a $100 sandwich. Utilizing the revolutionary shrink and grow technology of Pym particles, Ant-Man and the Wasp lead a team of research chefs as they pioneer a menu packed with inventive size entrees, tiny treats, and shareable bites that provide the perfect power-up. Now, the theming of the Pym Test Kitchen is a lab that was quickly turned into a quick service restaurant. So you're gonna find lab type equipment, gigantic soda cans, large oversized condiment bottles, huge cell phones. It has got a lot of oversized props that are gonna be in here, which looks really, really awesome. And they actually released their menu as well, and there are a lot of delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options over at Pym Test Kitchen. So there are 4 different breakfast options, and you have the calculated breakfast, the Impossible Quantum Garden breakfast, which is plant-based, the ever-expanding Cinepim toast, and a spoonful of cereal. And for lunch and dinner, you have a couple of snack options such as the Quantum Pretzel, which is a huge oversized pretzel that has been grown with Pym particles and is served with a sharp cheddar cheese beer sauce. And for the entrees, you have the Pimini sandwich, and they also serve that quantum size, and that is the sandwich that is $99.99. It is a huge sandwich. So if you are hungry and you're with a large party, maybe that's for you. There's also a Caesar salad, a not so little chicken sandwich, which I personally love because I think the tiny bun is so funny. And then there's also the PB3 Superb sandwich. Another lunch and dinner option is the Impossible Spoonful, again plant-based, and this is rigatoni that is served with both very large and very small meatballs. So really playing into the theme of Pym particles and over and undersized food. I think the theming over at the Pym Test Kitchen looks fantastic, and I'm sure the food tastes just as good as well. Another place where you can grab some food and drinks is the Pym Testing Lab. Now, there's not too many food options here, but this is where you're gonna find your beer cocktails and your cocktails. So as far as snacks goes, there's the snack molecules, and then there are a number of beers. There's the Molecular Meltdown, the Honey Fusion, the Regulator, and then for the alcoholic drinks, the cocktails, you have the Experiment, the Particle Fizz, and the Honey Buzz. So a lot of really well-themed drinks as well at Avengers Campus. Now, we all know the Avengers love their shawarma.
Have you ever tried shawarma? There's a shawarma joint about 2 blocks from here. I don't know what it is, but I want to try it.
And shawarma has a place at Avengers Campus. This is one of the coolest Easter eggs, I think, that they kind of, really leaned into, and they created the Shawarma Palace. So you can get shawarma inside Avengers Campus. And lastly, let's talk about the merchandise, because Disney has announced some of the merchandise that will be available inside Avengers Campus, and some of it looks really cool, and other things kind of surprised me a little bit. And one of the biggest surprises from this release, at least in my mind, was the announcement of web tech merchandise that will directly interact with Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure. So there are accessories that will provide different abilities that guests can use to enhance their experience on the attraction, although these are not required to experience the attraction. So like I was saying before, you can shoot the webs and use your hands, or you can buy these additional, upgraded accessories that may do some different things within the game. So it's kind of like an add-on that you can pay for to experience the attraction, which I personally am not too crazy about. I think everyone should probably have the same experience on an attraction. This is kind of like the equivalent of downloadable content in a video game, if you're familiar with video games. But I'm glad that it is not required to experience the attraction, because that would be a money grab on Disney's part. But these options are there for you if you want to enhance your web slingers experience. Something we have already seen are the spider bots. Now these are the centerpiece of the web slingers attraction. These are what you are trying to capture, but you can also take one home with you. And they have ones that of course look like Spider-Man, and then they have other ones as well that look like Iron Man, Black Widow, Black Panther, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and there are more characters expected in the future. Also available will be the Spider-Man inspired goggles that will have 17 different expressions, and if you're going to be playing Spider-Man, you have to have the web shooters, and they will have lights, sounds, comes with a display stand as well, so you can really go all in on the Spider-Man look. So I know that was a lot, but that was everything you need to know ahead of the opening of Avengers Campus on June 4th. I personally cannot wait, and Disneyland actually announced today, at the time of filming this video, that out-of-state guests can begin visiting on June 15th. So June 4th it will open, and California residents will have just about 2 weeks to have Avengers Campus to themselves. And then after that, on June 15th, if you're looking to go to Disneyland, you can now do so, which is really, really cool. So I can't wait to get over there, hopefully sometime in the near future. But let us know down in the comments below, what are you most excited about Avengers Campus? Is it the food? Is it the Web Slingers attraction? Is it the e-ticket Avengers attraction that is going to be coming a little bit further down the line? Drop us a comment and let us know. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, make sure you give it a nice big thumbs up. It's super helpful, and it lets YouTube know, hey, push this video out to more people. We really enjoyed this one. So if you can give it a nice big thumbs up, we would appreciate it. And if you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any of our Disney and Avengers and Marvel themed videos to come in the future. And with that being said, we'll see you guys real soon.